Actor Austin Butler has worked hard to play Elvis Presley in Baz Luhrmann's epic biopic Elvis. Butler spent 2 years filming the movie, and he was so committed to the role that his voice managed to slip back into Elvis's instead of his own. Austin Butler grabbed Baz Luhrmann's attentions after sending in a video of himself sitting at his piano and playing Elvis's famous song, Unchained Melody. Luhrmann then decided that Butler was the ideal fit to play Elvis. Filming on the movie started in early 2020 but was put on hold after the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic. At that time, Butler's co-star Tom Hanks was one of the first primary celebrities to test positive for the virus. By the time shooting had completed, Butler had spent almost 2 years in the character of Elvis. Many fans have pointed out that Butler's speaking voice in interviews include hints of Elvis, both in his tone and his rhythm. Butler also admitted that he may still have some Elvis left in him. In an interview, Butler said, "Because I'm a nervous person, and when I know that there's bits of Elvis that I'd have to click into in order to go out on stage and be in front of a ton of people being surrounded by his name everywhere, there's triggers. You spend so much time obsessing about one thing, and it really is like muscular manners. Your mouth can change, which is pretty amazing." Butler explained that he had a full-blown personality crisis after shooting was completed. He recalled a moment at the end of the last day of filming. He said he went back to the trailer and just broke into tears. He had a sentence that was going over and over in his mind. He didn't know who he was, and didn't know who he was. Well, that was too scary. He echoed the same sentiment in an interview with GQ. "You can lose touch with who you actually are, and I definitely had that when I completed Elvis not knowing who I was." If you're an Austin Butler fan, then you may have seen the change his voice has gone through before and after filming Elvis. Baz Luhrmann, who directed the biopic about Elvis Presley, defended the actor by claiming that his voice change is expected after deeply studying and portraying the late icon for over 2 years. Luhrmann said, "Now look, you also can't work on lowering your voice tone for 2 or almost 3 years. It sticks with you. My voice, when I began directing, there was a video of me, a career video went up and I went, 'Hi, my name is Baz Luhrmann. I'm the director of Strictly Ballroom.' Like that's how I talked back then. I mean, 3 years is almost how long you spent in high school. So yeah, his voice is like that. I think he's going to have to do some other roles that is as completely absorbing for him to recalibrate. But the Austin Butler that was in the Disney shows doesn't exist anymore. He's gone through so much in life." Butler has also received some backlash over his voice change, with some fans claiming the way he sounds now is inaccurate. However, he disclosed that specific things can trigger it, such as noticing Elvis's name or being reminded of him in some ways. Earlier this month, Butler said, "That was the voice I spoke in for 2 years. It was so traditional. You get done and you kinda don't recall what your natural voice is." Butler didn't just talk like Presley for the film, he also sang like him. Fortunately, Butler's new deep tone has paid off because he's earned great reviews for his portrayal of the king of rock and roll. This was a monumental task set before Austin Butler, who features as the rock and roll icon in director Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. In both his low voice drawl and Presley's quickly recognizable singing voice, Butler delivers best things. For Butler, it wasn't a sheer process of imitations, but a detailed period of practice that involved breaking words down into their lesser parts. The actor said, "I'd hear him say a specific word and I would clip just that bit out, so I knew how he said that word. I created my own library of how he said every word and every diphthong, and the way that he used musicality in his voice." Butler turned to interviews and performances to help him practice a lot. He said, "There are so many people out there who are super fans, who collect these websites that have the most incredible resources. I scoured all of them. I looked at every YouTube video I could find and every movie that I could watch, and I started making my own sound catalog." He also worked with dialect coaches, reciting the sound of Presley's voice until he felt he could match him beat for beat. Not in just sound, but in rhythm and cadence too. He said, "I would take an interview or a speech that he had on stage where he is chatting to the audience, and I would practice it as though I was beginning to get it to be exact. That way, I couldn't hear a difference between my voice and his. Then I would have my dialect coach there going this one off a little bit, and I'd practice. I just keep honing it until I could get as precise as possible." Butler also recorded himself playing the tape again and again and listening to Presley's voice as he took walks or even as he was sleeping. What are your thoughts on this topic? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. With that being said, it's time to end our today's video. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stuff. Peace out.